Oh,
Oh, we're back.
we're
Now,
play we're playing more Crash. Oh wait,
yeah, David, I was gonna say this. I'm not an expert, but I don't remember Crash Bandicoot being a skeleton with trumpets on his back.
well you haven't seen the October, well I guess it's November now, November 2nd update to Crash Bandicoot then.
Clearly not. Okay, apparently, it's the new remaster, and it's how it's supposed to look.
Well,
Getting
for
ready for next gen, I guess.
yep, for those watching, we're not playing Crash this week. We have decided to introduce our next game. We're not giving up on Crash. I just thought, Sean dies a lot, and he probably needs a break every once in a while for Crash. So we're gonna watch me die a lot in the 2016 remake of Doom.
Plus, we figured, we needed more children-friendly content for the channel,
Yes.
and so we figured we would play a game. Unlike Crash, which is very violent and has a lot of death, we
Yeah, I
figured
mean,
we would play something that like you could sit around and watch with the whole family.
yeah. I mean, no
And
one, no one drowns like Crash in this game. So this is way more
mm-hmm,
family friendly than the other one.
yep. I remember seeing ads for this on Nick Jr. and was very excited to give it a try when I was a child.
And then we did. So so unlike in Crash, I'm gonna be playing this. Sean's gonna be watching. I did play this game, as you can see. I played it in March at the beginning of this crazy pandemic that we're sitting in, um, and I haven't played it since March 26th, 2020. So here we
Man, this
go.
is a great game.
This is actually a lot of fun, and we have to pick the right difficulty. The easiest one is not fair. We're not doing that. This all looks like it'll give me a stroke. Do you think we should do Hurt Me Plenty or Ultra Violence?
That's a good question. Um, I don't want you to like torture yourself, but I'm also curious to see, you know, it's not like I want to make this video series way too long for you or anything,
Mm-hmm.
but I would be morbidly curious to see how you would do at a higher difficulty.
So should we do this one? Because I feel like this is the easy, medium, hard of the game, and then these are
Yep.
like the new game pluses. So I'm not touching these. I'm good. So Ultra Violence it is then.
Do you feel like ultra violence? Do you feel comfortable to try?
Well, to put it in perspective, I played on medium when I played it last time,
Right.
and although it was difficult, I was able to do it. So maybe it's upping the ante for me to do it with this.
It's always good to up the ante, and it would be good for my self confidence to see you struggle so that
Mm-hmm.
when we go back to Crash and I suck, I can remind myself I'm not the only one.
Yeah. I mean, the channel does say two guys who aren't good at games play them, not one that's good at games and one is not. I'm not a master at any of these either.
But now we get to prove why that's in the bio.
Mm-hmm.
They are rage, brutal, without mercy. But you will be worse. Rip and tear until it is done.
He's talking about opening Christmas presents, obviously.
At first, when that symbol was just like the red, that was just kind of like glaring a little bit, I was like, aw, that kind of looks like the guy that tells me game over.
Jigsaw?
This is like one of the coolest intros in a video game ever.
Yeah, just butt naked dude climbing out of a hospital bed. I need to remember how to play. I did a little bit of practicing before we started. And the practicing was more to make sure that the game audio and video worked, and to make
Hmm.
sure that I didn't die in the first 2 seconds of playing. So, yeah.
Now, have you played Doom Eternal, the new Doom game?
I have not, and it's on sale until tomorrow. So I have to struggle that and see if it's something I want to get for like $30 as opposed to 60.
We have to contain.
We'll have to see.
I've heard it's really good.
I've heard it was more divisive than this one because it was
Really?
harder.
Oh yeah.
Like this game is difficult in certain parts, but it's I would say it's not like Dark Souls hard or anything crazy. I'm saying that
Right.
now. I might die a lot while we're playing. Just wipe off my not Master Chief helmet. Which, to be fair, for those who don't know gaming history, the original Doom was one of the first-person shooters that came out in the early 90s. And this is a remake of it that came out in 2016. So before Halo, suck on that.
But that's the closest thing that Halo fans might be getting to a Master Chief helmet sometime soon.
Mm-hmm.
Ayo!
Boom!
Burned to a very specific demographic of gamers.
Welcome. I'm Dr. Samuel Hayden. I'm the head of this.
I would also explain the story to you,
think we can
but I think the story is just as important as it is to Crash Bandicoot.
benefits us both.
So we won't focus on that.
So integral.
Yes. We have to pay attention to every detail. Every character means something. So now we can get glory kills. You ready for this?
Oh, baby.
Yep. That's essentially this game just glorifies violence, and we're gonna glorify violence by glorifying the kills we're doing on ultra violence difficulty.
I just love like how all of the mothers out there were like, this game caused violence. This game was responsible for Columbine, and their reaction was, you know, we didn't go violent enough. We just need to take it to the next level.
We need to up the ante instead of upping the uncle.
We're doomed.
Yeah. Yep. We are doomed.
September 28th,
Yeah.
2020, the day comedy was doomed.
So I'm gonna try at the beginning of the game at least. Yep, I'm just gonna skip over that. I'm gonna use the pistol more just because there's unlimited ammo for it, and
Oh,
everything else
smart.
there isn't. So, for those who are wondering,
It is, however, more fun to use the shotgun.
yes. I mean, everything's more fun to use than the pistol.
That's true. You know what honestly was the difficult thing for this game for me? It always made me motion sick. Which,
Yeah.
do you know how lame it feels for me to have to admit that?
At 23 years old, it's kind of worrying. I remember when I was a kid and my brothers and I had the Speed Racer video game, and it was legit. And my dad, because it's a racing game, my dad's really into cars. We would try to get him to come play with us, and he would like almost throw up when we played it because he would get too motion sick. Well, I'm dead. First death already.
Game over.
Sorry, there's no Uka Uka in Doom 2016.
Yes, it is. And his name is Doomka Doomka.
Doomka Doomka. But my
He's
dad.
nicer than Uka Uka.
Yeah, Uka Uka sucks. But my dad would get so sick that he couldn't play that game with us, and eventually he just couldn't play any games with us. And now you saying that you get motion sickness from this, I'm kind of thinking like, yeah, I can see why. I just don't.
No, that's fair. I almost wonder, like, not to go down a really lame rabbit hole, I almost wonder if I got a new prescription and fixed up my vision a little bit, if that would change anything. But the odds are probably telling me no.
You're just too blind.
But yeah, but at a certain point, I feel like I just tell myself to deal with it anyway, because these games are fun.
Bring a
but at the same
new meaning to Deal or No Deal.
brings a new meaning to immersive gameplay. You're just sitting there playing and shooting all these demons while like simultaneously you just got like Doritos just projectiling out of your mouth.
I'm not eating Doritos. That's not till episode 3. Excuse me.
That's a good call. This episode we're eating veggie straws, which are the
Holy
healthy
crap.
alternative to potato chips.
This difficulty might have been a mistake.
Well, you can always change it in the pause menu.
We'll do it off camera so that no one knows the better.
Yeah, we'll use our slick editing tricks so that nobody knows. Well, the thing that's tricky, I mean, you know, and I feel like it's kind of stating the obvious, is the trick in the game is to not stay in one place, but it makes it much harder to shoot when you have to be moving at all times.
Or when I'm a terrible shot as it is. For those who play Call of Duty and camp in one spot, you guys all are terrible people, but you're my people.
I was gonna say, I'm like, you're not exactly running around the map all the time.
Nope.
Whereas I'm like the dog from Up, where I'm just like, squirrel! And like, I just run around aimlessly and get
I
killed a
ever
lot.
so want the ball. I will go get it and bring it back.
Man, it's just, you know, it's kind of cool, you know, just how many games are being brought back and like reimagined in different ways, you know, and because I actually loved the first Doom game. It was a lot of fun, and you know, obviously this is very different, but you know, if there's a way that you can reimagine a game and go, huh? Because I feel like that's like really hard when you have to reimagine something, because you have to go like, all right, what would this game feel like in a modern sense or in a modern lens, you know? And just the fact that they nailed it as much with Doom as they did is just unbelievable.
I agree. It was a high bar that they had to leap over for this game.
Oh,
I
yeah.
I think
Oh,
they did
yeah.
a really good job. I really like this game. So we're on Mars. Mars means
So
mom.
we're on Mars.
Welcome to Mars. I'm your tour guide, Barbie.
If there's a game like Doom, or you know, just like a classic game that they could bring back and reimagine, what would it be, and why is it the Cat in the Hat, the movie, the video game?
Because it's a classic. So my love for the Cat in the Hat, the movie, is legit, and I will stand by that till my dying days. But when I found out that there was a game for it, and then watched said game for a little bit, I could see why people were upset.
Dude, the sad thing, I used to love those games, like when I was that age, like the movie, the video game, like those
B-movie
games were like my
game was-
jam.
Did you ever hear of B-movie game?
Oh, I've heard of it. I've heard of it. I never played it, thankfully.
I
But-
did. Wasn't great.
I remember a game I was really excited for was when I realized when the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory movie came out. I remember there was a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory video game
Oh no.
that also came out. And spoiler alert, that also was not very good. Just like the film. Who would have thought, right?
Who thought, have a bad movie but make a good game out of it? It's different from having a
Exactly.
good game that had a bad movie out of it. Like Doom is great,
true.
but there's a movie based on Doom, starring Dwayne The Rock Johnson before his prime. Not great.
Hey now, don't go bashing the greatest video game to movie adaptation, Mortal Kombat.
The OG one wasn't bad.
I feel like
It wasn't
Sonic.
great, but it wasn't
I
bad.
feel like Sonic actually took over that. Like I never actually saw Sonic, even though like, it just got memed to the stratospheres. But like, I heard it was actually a good movie.
I saw it with my lady, and we both really liked it. I thought it's funny that Sonic is like the first movie that the internet bullied and they listened to them
Mm-hmm.
over something that honestly was so silly and stupid, but
In the grand scheme of
necessary.
things, yeah, in the grand scheme of things, it's silly. But like, if you go to see Sonic, you want to see him the way you remember him,
Mm-hmm. But that movie was good. Like,
Yeah.
not, a Christopher Nolan masterpiece or anything, but it was
Oh
fun.
no.
It was fun, and I recommend it for anybody who's just like, I want to watch a fun movie.
I'm scared, but also excited for the Uncharted movie.
Mm-hmm.
I honestly, did you also know that they're making a Last of Us HBO series?
No.
Yeah, so that's a thing. Um, they're taking The Last of Us and they're adapting it as a series on HBO. Um,
I'm not watching
and
it because I don't have HBO.
that's fair. I just mooch off my dad's subscription.
Thanks, Dad.
Yeah, shout out to Papa Todd in the building. I'm definitely gonna watch it, but also I'm gonna be quite critical of it because pretty big Last of Us fan.
That's when you find out that they actually brought Troy Baker back to put him in prosthetics to play Joel.
If they actually did, they'd be my heroes. But I know it's not gonna happen.
No.
My heart's accepted it.
I'm
But
glad you have.
they did make Tom Holland a young Nathan Drake, which I will take.
They did, and I feel like that's gonna work. I just remember back when they said, "Oh, we're gonna make an Uncharted movie, and Mark Wahlberg is gonna be Nathan Drake," and I was like, "Okay, I can get behind that. I'm not sure how good it's gonna be, but I'll give it a shot." Years went on that it didn't happen, and now he's gonna play Sully because he got too old to play Nathan Drake.
Yeah, he got so old that he has to play Sully. Incredible.
But despite the
And
fact that I've
I-
never seen a Spider-Man movie, I'm excited to see Tom Holland as Nathan Drake, because I've seen him in the Marvel movies he was in. That's not the Spider-Man movies.
You haven't seen either of the Spider-Man movies?
No, I guess I was off the Marvel train when we were in college when those movies came out, and they have yet to go on Disney Plus. So
Yeah. They're never gonna go on Disney Plus, unfortunately.
you never know.
Sony owns them.
They got X-Men on there. Anything could happen. They have Fantastic Four, the really crappy movie, on there.
Well, they bought Fox.
Oh, so that's how they have X-Men then.
Yep.
Well, Disney's probably gonna buy everything someday. Sony will be the
Yeah.
last people standing.
Yeah, they'll buy Sony, and then the PlayStation will be they'll be named after their most famous character, Goofy.
Yes.
Goofy Station.
Mm-hmm.
Naughty Dog makes exclusively video game adaptations of the film, a Goofy movie.
You loved a Goofy movie. Now it's time for a Goofy movie game.
Set in the Last of Us universe. I have to kill because I killed Maxie.
Yo.
Boom, 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 boom.
This either has gone too far or not far enough.
The answer's clearly not far enough.
Agreed.
Oh man, I wish we had like, like those like fan bases that are big enough to like where they get like dedicated fan art and things like that of off of specific jokes.
Mm-hmm.
I just hope if we ever get to a point where we have a relatively like any size community,
10 people.
outside of the number 10. Um, I just hope we can see that because like I just want to see Max and Goofy in The Last of Us. Like, oh my gosh, it'd be Roxanne would be Ellie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we gotta stop. This will go too far.
This rabbit hole is done.
Oh man. Really, outside of the one time you died, you've been doing pretty well.
What can I say? I got my groove. I was thrown off the Emperor's groove.
I was gonna say you got that Emperor's New Groove.
Mm-hmm. Also, these enemies are way easier than the ones we're going to be fighting later. So, I'm going to not say, yeah,
That's
I'm doing great. Because that's probably going to change eventually.
No, yeah, once you get a couple weapon modifications and, get armor and be able to go ham with your shotgun, it's pretty, gets a little easier.
Just a wee bit.
Then, game makes up for it for sure.
Come back here, Karen. Oh.
She can speak to the manager in hell.
We definitely need one-liners like that. Keep those going.
Oh, 100%. Now that I don't have to bring all my mental energy towards playing Crash.
Yeah,
I
you
can bring
gotta
my
take
mental
that.
energy.
You gotta take those reins from me.
I can see how hard you have to work for this, Damon.
Right? See? Try doing this by yourself.
The gears are just turning so hard right now. It's like smoke's coming out of my ears.
Something right here.
Wish you would step away from that ledge, my. Ooh.
He's my little friend.
That's my
I was
little
gonna say I
friend.
don't remember what purpose he has. He's just a collectible,
Oh yeah.
which is fine. Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
All right, I need health, kind of bad. And there's too many people over there.
Oh yeah. So we never looped back to this after I made my Cat in the Hat joke. What if you could see a video game from the past that you loved be remade or reimagined? What game would it be?
So we had a question similar to this, but it was a remake. I said Metal Gear Solid, the original. And
Yeah.
I would stick to that as being a remake. I would not want to see somebody take their new take on that game. So it's definitely I can't even say, oh, Metal Gear Solid, of course.
Right. It's a tough question.
I would okay, this was from the N64 era, so this was forever ago, but there was a video game series called Turok. You ever heard of that?
I have not.
It was a first-person shooter, but you were this interdimensional time traveler named Turok, who would fight dinosaurs that are from the future that came back to kill everybody. And it was legit.
That actually sounds pretty legit.
The only games that were good were on the N64. They did a reimagine sort of in like probably like between 2006 and 2008 or something like that. And I never
Mm-hmm.
played it because the game was apparently terrible. So,
Yeah, that
viewers,
sounds about right.
if you haven't heard of Turok, once you're done watching our amazing videos, look it up on YouTube.
Yeah, once you have fulfilled your daily dose or prescription of morphine or addiction, we don't judge here.
I do a little,
Um, just a little bit.
just a wee bit. Well, you're ready to continue our carnage next time on Murphy?
Yeah, let's continue it, dude.
Yeah, dude. Well,
Yes.
see you guys next time.
See you guys in the next one.